This week, 5 small business owners will battle it out for the chance to take their work to the next level. New tonight, Taylor Johnson with the finalists for this year's Pitch Black finale competition.
Now I'm here in the top 5.
We expect to win.
I'm going to get it. I'm going to win this money.
Win or lose, I feel like I've already won just going through that program.
We have the confidence that we're ready.
$10,000 and this trophy are on the line for the Pitch Black finale competition. It's hosted by the Midlands African Chamber, founded by Karine Sokpo.
We had a cohort of small businesses owned by BIPOC community members that participated in the cohort.
From February until May, over a dozen business owners learned the ins and outs of entrepreneurship, eventually pitching their business in a preliminary round. Now it's down to 5 finalists. Cherish Perkins of Cherish Perkins LLC.
Cherish Perkins LLC is a custom apparel business that specializes in one-of-a-kind apparel that's ready for individuals who are ready to rule the world while making a statement.
Deshaun Hernandez of Island Chill.
We are Omaha's most creative slushy and beverage truck. We cater to birthday parties, corporate events. We're all throughout the city at large events as well.
Artez and Dorinda Young of Green Lexi.
Green Lexi is an informational hub that's designed to support minority-owned businesses, connecting them to consumers who are seeking their services and their products.
Xavier Jackson of Local Art Plug.
The Local Art Plug connects local artists with local art lovers, businesses, nonprofits, and the community.
And Vera Mahadi of Serenity Home Solutions.
Serenity Home Solutions is a residential and transitional homes that provide comfortable, safe, and nurturing environments for individuals experiencing mental illness, behavioral, and substance use disorders.
During the Pitch Black finale, each person will present their business to a panel of judges. With the 10 grand prize, resources like legal help and marketing can take the winner to new heights.
They can always use additional money to either develop the infrastructure they already have, maybe use that money to create maybe a new product line or a new service.
While each contestant is confident in their chances of winning, they say even if they don't, the experience itself is the biggest reward.
I've connected with a lot of people since doing these events in the community, so just brought a whole bunch of different opportunities my way.
When I further looked at the opportunity and understood what it was, it's kind of like hand in glove.
It just puts you also in touch with different people that you may not meet.
It's really helped a lot of us kind of elevate and legitimize our businesses, because before, a lot of it was in our heads, but now we actually have it down on paper that we can take to people for investment or loans and things like that.
Just step forward, and even though you're scared and you don't know what it's going to be like, it's time consuming, but if you want to be a business owner, you have to take that leap of faith.
On your side, Taylor Johnson, 6 News.
The Pitch Black competition will be held this Saturday at Creighton. Our Taylor Johnson will serve as the MC.